Thank you for keeping it Kratos brand, and as always we are back at Numero for the 16th episode of the podcast. Today is a couple of Kratos shirts, Ruben and myself, joined by a couple of white shirts straight from court, Wabwire, Edwin and Ogwang, very good friends and very good people, lovers of the game as well. We know the game too well, and this week we're dedicating the entire podcast to the Premiership. Let's dive right into it, gentlemen. Last weekend the biggest game was Pirates versus Hiddens. Ruben, you were there, these two were there. And by the end, Pirates were tryless, but of course they got a penalty in there. And Hiddens emerged victors 13-3. What are your takes from this game? Because now Hiddens are showing intent, beating a team that beat them last season home and away. What are your take on Edwin from that game?
Well, good to be here. First time on the podcast. Basically, Hiddens showed their intent. We had reason to believe that Hiddens were quite desperate this season by recruiting players from Buffaloes, and they managed to gel a team that could go and win ugly against Pirates. Pirates went all out for Hiddens, but I think the key strengths of Hiddens came to play on Saturday. Maybe a few issues. Maybe the issue of the line out was very, very perfect. Pirates had a very hard time with the line out. You're competing against national team jumpers in Diego and Charles Uhuru. So they had to throw the ball at 6, and it was very disorganized for Pirates that day. They managed to get a few line outs right, but you could see that that's something that Hiddens worked on. Maybe another thing is that their execution, they managed to execute well. It's issues we never thought that Hiddens would go for drop goals. The same way you don't think All Blacks would ever go for a drop goal or something. This time, and there's a drop goal, and I think they just defended. They did their part. They defended well. Haruna with fakes here and there, but
no way through.
Well, out of like 5, he made 3 correct, and then the 2 was put down. But I think Hiddens really came to play, and they shocked us all. We didn't think they had it in them to win. So let's see. I don't know.
Raymond, yeah, you actually smiling when we kept mentioning his points.
I think Pirates threw away that game. Number one, that team selection was bogus. It was hopeless. I understand they're missing Wanyama and Magom and Mula. And you can see the whole game, they couldn't attack on the back line. But still, they were supposed to win that game. This is the most hopeless Hiddens team I've ever seen in my life. That's the truth. Compared to the teams which have come, that which had Bisho, that which had the Wokoses, that which had Akeremundo, Asuman. They weren't supposed to lose that team. This is defending champions, and they were pathetic. They failed to score a try. And I blame the coach. Who else do I blame? Yeah, I blame the players. Sincerely. Yeah, I watched the game and I was in shock. They weren't supposed to lose that game. Also, even credit to Hiddens, but still, Pirates was supposed to win that game. Hiddens has a problem with 9 and 10. They don't know who to play there. Epilu and who? And Masendi. They don't know where to play. Masendi looks unfit. He has a tummy almost as big as mine. I was in shock. He actually played the whole game. So really, Price I think should do better. I know who is looking at me. But they weren't supposed to lose that game. I think they have a better pack. I think they are fitter. I think they have more ingenuity on attack. Hiddens is struggling to find to attack. Even the try which they scored, we all stood up and started clapping because we had never seen Hiddens score such a try. Offload. Such a try. So I think Hiddens survived, and they're meeting Cobbs next, right?
Yes.
Now Cobbs is going to teach them a lesson because Cobbs has power across the park from number 1 to number 15, and there's a lot of competition.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves before we get, because of course we have to come to that game. But as for now,
okay, but that's what I have to say. Pirates should get serious. They should beat themselves up for losing that game. Sorry.
Ruben, you were on commentary that day, and you and your partner were, I should say, getting lit in there. You're getting carried away in the game.
It was a very exciting game. I can look at it in 2 ways. First of all, I'm not going to agree with Raymond when he says that this is the worst Hiddens team he has seen, because if you compare it with last season's team was woeful. I don't even know how us in our bad state didn't beat them. But by us I mean Warriors.
The real team.
But on the Pirates side of it, I think they lacked a lot of leadership. Ivan Magom, you could see clearly no one, Nathan Bwambale was in control. He was the captain, but he didn't know what to call when and where. so many times they could have gone for a kick at goal.
Yes.
They opted to do what? To
Kick the ball
Kick for touch.
against two national team jumpers. That didn't make any sense at any point
Then
in
the
time.
bench for Chan.
Then the number 10, it was a baptism by fire, David Businje.
Yeah, the 9 was supposed to play 10, and they're supposed to bring Ochan.
And you see, there's one thing you should know now. Teams are starting to exploit Pirates' kryptonite. The fact that you have to keep it in the park, you have to keep it short. Don't play expansive. Once you do that, play your territory right and try and milk penalties. It's the easiest way to get to beat the Pirates. And I think that's what happened on Saturday.
Well, you have very, very controversial points, and I think they're very good to hear. But we also have second side from Chad Dondo went to Entebbe and scraped out a win, which means Mongas have lost 2 in a row at home. We used to refer to House of Pain as a very, very hard grounds to go to, but Warriors went there with managed to come back. They got the win.
I'm going to answer this one next.
Last went, they got the win. Yes, Raymond, you want
Put
to...
some respect on Warriors' name this season.
Oh, okay.
Those boys are back.
Uh-huh.
They're energized. They're fit. They're determined. And they're going to beat very many teams here. Ask Rhinos. They're busy shaming us on social media. Hey, rugby is not played with what? With data. They're sure there. Yeah. So, actually, that game at Mongas was very tight. We're 19 down, I think?
19-6 down.
19-6 down. And they came back. That is not attributed more to Mongas, but more to Warriors and what Warriors is this season. I cannot speak for Buffaloes, but Buffalo is always going to be that team which is going to stress people in the league. I don't know how they do it, but they're very organized and they're very tenacious. So you honestly, after 2 games, 3 games, you honestly can't start saying such things about Mongas. Give them time. Give them time.
That's yes time, but you see, this is where they usually collect their points from, at home.
But they've had very games.
You realize that is where everything they subscribe to favors them. Because even when we went there, I remember they demarcated the pitch a little shorter so that there's no wide play. Everything was short. What grass are you talking about? There's no grass. So basically, it is worrying for them, and their coaches should really look into it. If they are losing at their home, how are they going to play when they visit? Because now expansive kind of game is not their thing.
Whenever Mongas are going to play, ask where they play from.
House of Pain.
That's when you can tell the kind of game they are going to play.
Because I've actually heard, the Nboyo game. Pirates is going to use their pitch. I don't know if it's ready, but well.
It looked ready. I've seen a picture of it.
Do they have
There's no one to sit.
Pirates really want to bounce back. I think that's a good game they can max. But I don't know if their leadership pack will be back. I think they missed a lot. You could see that they were trying to create with Haruna and Chisika.
But it wasn't working.
But it wasn't working.
But
There was a missing gap. That's why even you would think that maybe was there a necessary call for Kisiga to move to 10, from a tactical perspective.
Yeah.
Because you could see he was trying so hard, but there was nothing. And maybe
He lacked
the
running.
only beautiful part about it is that you could have Haruna break ball, and we made carries that he put something that national team, looking at the national team, we have no. We have Ogena is good, but we don't have.
As a flanker.
Actually, Ogena wants to go back to his flanking as
Yes, maybe Ogena is better in the flank. You can even see his impact during Uganda Cup.
No,
That man hit people.
I'm looking at the national team perspective. You see, if Ogena is playing 12 in the national team, and then in Cobs you have got to put him at the flank. In one way or the other, the national team is going to suffer.
I think the reason
it's going to suffer.
It's going to suffer.
Yes, you have better 12 in the country.
You're changing.
we don't have
If you are playing 14 or
Munyani can even actually Massa and Munyani.
Actually, I think I'd play Munyani.
You guys, let those kids go. Let them work hard.
It's all about the
Put money
coaches
in them.
believing in the players.
Those 2 kids have the future. The future is there.
We are now talking Munyani, and it takes me to the point that Cobs are also 3 for 3, 3 wins out of 3.
Cobs is going to win this season. I hate to say
Unbeaten team as well. they went to Rams, won the game. Walukuva very many points there.
Let me. Cobs has Fredo back.
Yeah. That's
Fredo won 4 years.
Everyone's
You guys, you are in young 4 years. Those guys who won with him when he was still in school are now with him in the Cobs team. They worship the man. This is a winner. The man is born to win. He knows what to tell his players to win. I don't see any team beating them this season.
Okay, now actually, let's get into the Cobs Heathens now, because looks like you're so ready for it. Let's get into the big game for the season.
Controversial remarks.
Cobs Heathens. How is one going to go?
The only issue now with Cobs is team selection. Who are you going to put on pitch?
But
Number
you
9,
see,
Chiwalabi and Chirabo. Number 10, you can put Jemo there. You can put Aredo there. They have Doni. Centers, I don't even know where they're going to put. Kalyango, of course, is back, but he's now an old man. I don't know how they're going to do it. Yeah. Wing, I'm sure they have 3 options. The park is also loaded.
but you see, these two teams played against each other in the semi-final of the Uganda Cup, and Cobs actually sweated to get that 10-8 win.
One thing you guys forget.
Those are issues now that Cobs needs to look into, especially if it rains at Chadondo.
Because Price, they didn't know what to do.
It's now even for weather.
We need a rainmaker.
29 degrees, man.
We need a rainmaker.
Because if it rains, trust me, it's gonna be a scrappy game, and I think that is not very the best.
It's not the best one. No.
I don't know.
So,
Yes, it's
that's
Chadondo Friday 5 p.m.
That's one issue, and then maybe this, I think, Cobs first big test in the league. Heathens have just come up one big test. They are second. I don't know if they have to take match Cobs because that's
They don't.
Because if Cobs can have a player like Pius again on the bench,
Coming off
the bench,
Mudola, Victor Wadia, what are you going to do?
all those players, Roger Rukundo coming off the bench, add the oomph for a team. What is really going to do to counteract that? So after Mukama on the bench last week, I think even
he was banging knock-ons.
But you see, the thing is Heathens going to match that? Because the Heathens this first managed to beat Cobs in all other departments before even we come on the pitch. You need to beat Cobs in team selection, beat them in training, and who wants tactics. It more. But going on paper, it seems like Cobs will sweep through that game.
Yeah.
I won't predict the score line, but I think
I didn't even predict.
Heathens
might not score a try in that game. You remember that mentality which Cobs used to have with Heathens?
Yes.
Cobs used to have a very good team, but whenever they met Heathens, they just sank.
Which brings me to my
They
point.
sank. But they exorcised those demons.
The demons are
Have you noticed that every team has a boogie side?
Yeah.
Every team.
Yes, and for Cobs,
Heathens
is Cobs boogie side.
But you see, they beat
that
them.
same team played against Heathens, right?
Yeah.
The Uganda Cup, and
yeah.
you saw the score 10-8. Where was it? Legends, right?
Without a score in the second half for Cobs.
It's now at Chadondo.
Guys.
You people are underwriting or whatever, Heathens, but trust me, I think it's a Heathens win.
What I would say,
I think it's a Heathens win, but it's going to be a close game.
what I would say is that Heathens need to pick their 9-10.
Properly, because if they put Masendi again,
You either put Masendi at 10 and have a full at 9. Let me tell you why. You see, usually the first games used to watch at Chatham and what is that Heathens like to expand the game very much. And they would either give it. Now, Masendi has
a long pass.
The beauty of the long pass. If he can skip like 3 people and gives the ball to Michael, Michael can carry and take on from tacklers and release to the winger or the fullback.
who's the winger? Bishop?
It's going to be Raymond on the
Bishop
wing.
is now on the bench.
Kevin Raymond.
Raymond is on one wing.
There's another guy on the other wing. He's on the head here.
I forgot the name.
Masendi is also called Masendi.
Paul Masendi, yes.
Masendi, yes, give Paul Masendi. Maybe
He's not that fast.
makeshift, but
Is he going past Casito?
the thing is Casito also playing. That's another thing.
Casito is out.
What?
Casito is out.
Casito got injured.
Casito is out.
Actually, I was there for their training because I had gone to see one of their physios.
But they have already there, so
And
that's the issue.
BOD had actually pleaded with him that don't train. You already have something niggling in your knee.
A knock from
But you know these boys with too much fitness, they believe every time you want to train. And sometimes, you know, once you've reached a certain point of fitness, sometimes you just need to rest.
Yeah, and give your body
Because
time.
I don't think that one training session was going to change Casito's fitness, but he chose to go his own way, and now he's injured, and it's rare unless he's on injections for Saturday.
They don't have already. So what's the
Anyway, they have depth. But one thing I'm telling you guys, Heathens is going to win that game. That's one thing you should know. And I don't know if you guys noticed it on Saturday. The way Epilo and Masendi are playing is they are both actually playing as if 9-10. When the ball goes this side, you see it's Epilo picking the ball, and now Masendi is in the 10 role. When it comes this side, it's now Epilo in 10. So The advantage is you have two distributors, you have two boots. Did you see the try, what led to the try? Masendi's out of the box kick.
Yeah.
I think it's actually working for them.
His box kicks. Box kicks on Saturday are very good. Very good.
Well,
Good feeling.
we shall.
invite you to kick the ball because
I am-
if they get you on the counter, you're not
I am
going to see them.
I'm very certain the four of us will be at Saturday tomorrow to watch the game. But let's not overlook the other four games. There's I think kind of a big one in Bulgaria. Pirates are moving to their new ground that are playing the Mongas. Both teams are bleeding. But I remember you said this is Pirates' point of redemption. Do you see them coming out to that win?
Yeah, I think they will. Pirates, I think their lessons from that game against
Heathens.
I think they will come in the lineup today. Maybe you could say that there was too much pressure on the lineups that maybe went out, but
the other lineup was just way too
against-
good.
Against Mongas, they'll fix that, and maybe it is also distribution in the backs. I hardly saw Baron get
Any feed.
any feed of any ball.
That's because of Haruna. That's why I can't play him in the line.
Yeah, so the effect could work here, but
It can't work all the
we
time.
need him to give Baron the ball. Master also needs to receive the ball and see Siga needs space. Siga needs space.
He needs space to do his magic.
For a fullback like Siga to get space, the scrum has to work. The back has to work because Mongas are not any light boys, they're also heavy.
True.
They have their big boys. So I think that's the key issue that we need to work on. There's the pack and the line out. And finding a way of distributing the ball to the backs. Once the explosive backs can play, there will always be tries for Pirates. I think that's what the Mongas, what they will need to do is frustrate.
What they do best.
Just frustrate. I don't know how wide the Bulgarian pitch is, but if it's something that we are meant to believe in here, it's that the Mongas will be in for a long day. Yeah, it will be a long day in the office. But what I would say for Mongas is just to frustrate. They're also coming back from big losses, so we need something to work out for them. They need to work out something. Otherwise, you find their season also going down. And
Did you really expect Mongas to win anything?
They should be winning games, but especially the home ones.
The home games, true. Hatter.
Home
If
games.
they are failing to win at home, I think they'll get it.
But Magom will be back, I'm sure.
Yeah, if Wanyama
And
is back,
the
Magom's
problem
back.
is that I'm hearing rumors, and I want to state this there clearly. There are people that actually now, they are starting to have silly battles in between themselves. Because you ask yourself on the weekend, why is Musa amongst the fans drinking? When
Isn't he injured?
Injured for what?
You mean they're starting to fall apart from inside now?
Yeah, they're saying there are money issues, and I want to repeat the rumor. But
Didn't they
that's what
just
I'm
get a
hearing.
sponsorship from Stanley?
I
So what's the
don't
issue?
know how he's claiming for the money since the sponsor has come.
But you see, such a player should not play. You know?
Don't play here. You're confused by money.
You're playing for the game, for the love of the game.
I think there are very many players who have sacrificed
Yeah.
without even money.
Just play the game, yeah.
If it's as you said, it's a rumor. If it's a money issue, I don't think there are very many people who have done more without any money. So,
And how much does he want then?
done that.
I don't know.
You should not forget that he's in Uganda. Everything's
all them
paid.
From what I heard.
And then one thing that I can confirm,
That I actually heard from him afterwards is he was actually saying that you guys, like he was talking to his fellow players and was like, you guys had your chance and you failed. I'm coming back next week.
Yeah, okay.
Is that an injured person?
I don't want to really
What's forget about Musa?
I don't want us to discuss the plus of Martins and other things, but also in 30 seconds, Mr. put some respect on Warriors. I'm sure this weekend it's going to be 4-4 because you're playing Hippos. Warriors are playing Hippos. Okay, now
It's that obvious though. Last season we lost at home to Ginger. We really have to take them a lot serious.
Those boys know what it feels like to win.
and
And I've won big games.
and last one, Pirates. Sorry, Buffaloes are playing Rhinos. In,
Where is it?
at
It's at
Chadwell,
The
yes.
grass is going to suffer.
At Chadwell, no.
that's the Buffalo's win.
The grass is going to suffer if Rhinos wins that game. Social media will kill it. I want Rhinos to win that game. Social media.
For social media.
For social media, yes. want to see how little to repeat.
It's been a very interesting podcast. You've had the controversy, you've had the grateful insight. It's been Edwin, Raymond, Ruben, and myself on the podcast. It's been the 16th episode, and as always, at Numari, we are here for the good things. But allow us to sign out, and we'll see you at the rugby games this weekend.
That was more than
22.
15.